When a security guard at a morgue suddenly runs out into the road in terror, he's killed in a mysterious accident. Police arrive to investigate and discover something even more disturbing as one of the bodies stored inside the morgue has gone missing. Even more concerning, the missing corpse belongs to a wealthy woman who supposedly died just hours earlier. She was said to have died of natural causes. But as detectives begin questioning her husband, his behavior raises suspicion. And the deeper they dig into their marriage, the darker the truth becomes. Because, as it turns out, the real mystery isn't just who took the body, but rather it's whether the woman in that drawer was ever truly dead in the first place. The scene opens on a terrified man sprinting through the woods in the dead of night, and even though we don't get to see exactly what's chasing him, he somehow manages to escape. Luckily, he reaches the road and survives. A detective named Jaime, who is being briefed on the case. The man is Angel Torres, a night guard at a local morgue, now lying in a coma and unable to explain what drove him to flee. Jaime had only just landed from visiting his daughter Eva, but he dove straight into the investigation. Things get complicated immediately. A body has vanished from the morgue that same night. It belongs to Maika, a wealthy businesswoman who died that afternoon from an apparent cardiac arrest, having just returned from a business trip in Los Angeles. Her disappearance was enough to send Angel into a full panic. The security footage is nearly useless. Someone deliberately cut most of the cameras, but the one remaining feed shows Angel noticing a disruption, heading over to investigate, and storming out shaken 5 minutes later. With the control room security code breached, Jaime concludes the theft was planned and splits his team to cover the morgue and the surrounding woods. Maika was extraordinarily wealthy, running her own pharmaceutical company where her young husband Alex also worked. At home, Alex plays the grieving widower as his sister and Maika's mother come to console him. The moment they leave, he jumps on his bike and speeds off to meet Carla, his mistress, telling her they are finally free to be together. Their celebration is interrupted when Jaime calls to report the missing body. Carla grows tense, but Alex reassures her he executed everything perfectly. And at this point, the film makes everything crystal clear, confirming that Maika's death was no accident. Because as it turns out, Alex was the one who killed her. He heads back to meet Jaime, who suspects the body was stolen as a personal attack against Alex or Maika's family. Alex deflects every question smoothly, claiming he was out buying painkillers when they could not reach him earlier. Meanwhile, Dr. Tapia, who signed Maika's death certificate, raises two possibilities. The first is that Maika's cardiac arrest stemmed from flight anxiety. The second and more unsettling one is catalepsy, a condition where the body's functions drop so drastically that a person can be mistaken for dead. It can occur naturally, or it can be induced deliberately through extreme stress or chemical toxins. Jaime dismisses the natural explanation outright. If Maika had simply woken up on her own, she would have called for help. Someone stole the body to stop an autopsy from revealing the truth, and his suspicion is firmly on Alex, who has been oddly composed for a man who lost his wife hours ago. When the power cuts out and Alex hears a loud bang deeper in the building, he follows it to the cold storage room where Maika's body once lay. Among her belongings, he finds a toxin, and it triggers a flashback. That morning, he had spiked Maika's drink with that exact substance while she relaxed in the bath after her long flight. She tried to tell him they needed to talk after 3 weeks apart, but he brushed her off and left, watching her drink it down. The toxin was designed to induce cardiac arrest 8 hours later and leave no trace. It worked exactly as planned. Back in the present, when Jaime's team arrives, Alex pockets the toxin. They find it on him during a search, but he claims he picked it up off the floor. Carla calls at that moment, and he passes her off as his sister, then sneaks away to confirm Angel is still in a coma. Later, a letter appears through a window, a dinner reservation made by Maika, with a note saying she sees him even after closing her eyes. It pulls him back to a memory of that same evening when Maika had set up the dinner to repair their relationship, worried about the growing distance between them. They made up, but later that night, a message from Carla arrived with nearly the same words. Back in the present, the letter unnerves Alex completely. He tries to flush it, finds no water, and ends up eating it out of the toilet to destroy the evidence. The investigation keeps tightening. A broken air duct in the security room leads to the roof, the intruder's likely entry point. The intruder also changed the calendar date and used it as the security code, a date Alex recognizes but denies knowing. Footprints are found at the emergency exit, and Jaime casually asks for Alex's shoe size, making his suspicions crystal clear. Then the fire alarms go off. The sprinklers drench the building, and during the evacuation, Alex spots a body bag tagged with Carla's name. Convinced Micah is alive and coming for her, he tells Carla to run, even catching what he thinks is a glimpse of Micah in the flickering lights. A music ringtone leads Alex to a body bag tagged with the name Javier Alonso. The phone logs show a missed call from Micah's number, and when Alex calls back, a woman explains the phone was left in the washroom of a restaurant called Arabesco. The name sparks a flashback. Weeks before her business trip, Micah had briefly spoken to a man at that very restaurant during their dinner, then jokingly told Alex the man was her new lawyer there to revise their marriage contract over property. It turned out to be her therapist. Back in the present, Alex realizes Alonso may be the private detective Micah hired 3 months ago to follow him. Jaime confirms it. Micah suspected the affair, put a detective on Alex's trail, and Alex caught wind of it. Facing the prospect of a divorce that would cost him everything, he moved fast. He poisoned her, stole the body, and thought he had buried it all. Carla soon calls back in a panic. She found a drive on her way home, labeled with Alonso's name, containing photos of her and Alex together, and an audio recording of Alex plotting against his wife. As she tries to flee, a car hits her. Alex attempts to run from the morgue, but Jaime stops him, and with Carla's life hanging in the balance, Alex finally breaks and gives up her address. Jaime has him recount everything on record. Alex explains he met Carla 8 months ago while teaching her chemistry class. Their friendship turned into something deeper as his marriage deteriorated, but Carla pulled away, unwilling to be a backup option. So Alex acted. He planned to kill Micah, inherit her wealth, and be with Carla. He also raises one last detail. He believes Micah may have known what was coming. As a chemist herself, she could have used a neuroleptic to fake her own death, woken up in the morgue after the chemical wore off, and launched her own campaign against him. Before Jaime can respond, Pablo reports that Alex's house contained morgue blueprints, a recently fired unregistered gun, a shovel, and boots matching the emergency exit footprints. Then Angel wakes up. He confirms that when he investigated the disruption, he found a body in the elevator. When the doors opened, a masked figure shot at him, forcing him to flee into the woods. A body is then recovered from the woods and confirmed to be Micah's. With that, Jaime delivers the revelation that dismantles everything Alex thought he knew. Carla never existed. No one by that name lived at the address he gave, and no such student attended his class. She was a constructed identity, built from the ground up to lure Alex in, earn his trust, and lead him to confess. Alex tries to run, but Jaime catches him almost immediately. Standing over him, Jaime tells him about the accident 10 years ago. His car struck in a hit and run, the other driver fleeing the scene, his wife dying from her injuries. For years, he had no lead on who did it. Then recently, his daughter remembered a charm hanging from the rearview mirror of the car that hit them, with a hotel name on it. That single detail cracked the case open. The driver was Alex, and Carla, the woman Alex fell for, confided in, and ultimately committed murder over, was Eva, Jaime's daughter. She had gotten close to him deliberately, and in his attachment to her, Alex had willingly handed over every secret he had, including the hit and run that took her mother's life. At this point, we learn that the father and daughter had been playing every move together, engineering the entire night at the morgue, and watching Alex fall into each trap. In the closing moments, Jaime points to the forensic unit collecting his wife's body and tells Alex he will be seeing her soon. The previous night, when Alex visited Carla, she had spiked his drink with the same toxin he used on Micah. 8 hours have now passed. With his confession recorded, Micah's body found, and the poison already in his system, his death will be ruled a stress-induced heart attack. In the closing scene, Alex struggles to breathe as the toxin takes hold. The same end he chose for his wife, now coming for him through the people he never suspected. That's it for today's recap, everyone, but before you go, I gotta know. Did you see Carla being one of the masterminds behind this whole scheme? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you in the next one.